In a world where ancient gods once ruled openly, humanity has forgotten them, relegating divine beings to myths and legends. However, the gods never truly disappeared. They were exiled to a realm known as Aetheris, sealed away after a catastrophic war between the celestial pantheon and the Forsaken Ones, gods who rebelled against the cosmic order. Now, 1,000 years later, the balance of realms begins to crumble. Portals between the human world and Aetheris start to open, leaking divine energy. A young orphan named Kale Arashi, burdened with visions and strange powers, discovers he is the reincarnation of a powerful but forgotten god Zephyr, the Stormbringer, a deity who betrayed both sides in the ancient war. Kale must navigate a fractured world, hunted by both celestial and forsaken factions, while uncovering the truth about his past self's betrayal, the mysterious force behind the collapse of the divine seal, and the real reason gods were cast out of the mortal realm. Main characters: Kale Arashi Zephyr, a stoic, determined teenager with a mysterious past. Though human in upbringing, he begins to awaken godlike powers tied to storms, wine, and lightning. Haunted by dreams of war and betrayal, Amara Lysel, a shrine maiden from an ancient bloodline that still worships the old gods. She becomes Kel's guide and moral compass. She can communicate with divine spirits and sees glimpses of fate. Ragos the Flame Tyrant, a forsaken god of fire and destruction, once a hero turned bitter by betrayal, now leads a faction seeking revenge on the celestial pantheon. Views Kale as a threat or an ally. Serenial, Herald of Light, an angelic warrior of the celestial pantheon tasked with eliminating forsaken gods. Torn between duty and her growing doubts about the righteousness of her cause. Ian the Forgotten, a mysterious figure who claims to be the first god, the architect of both realms who was erased from history, manipulates events from the shadows for an unknown purpose. Key themes: divinity and humanity. What does it mean to be a god? Are gods bound by morality, or do they exist above it? Memory and reincarnation. How much of a person is defined by their past lives? Can one atone for sins committed in another lifetime? War and balance. War between gods has consequences not just for the divine realm, but for all existence. Season 1 Arc, Awakening. Kel's powers begin to awaken as celestial anomalies strike Earth. Attacks from other gods force him to flee with Amara. As the pair journey through hidden shrines and sacred lands, Kale begins to unlock pieces of Zephyr's sealed memory and learns of a long-buried divine weapon, the Etherblade, capable of slaying even gods. But using it may cost Kale his humanity. Season 2 and Beyond. Season 2, The Lost Pantheon. Kale seeks surviving gods who refuse to join either side in the war. Season 3, The Trial of Realms. The celestial and forsaken factions clash in a war that spills into the mortal world. Final season, Chronos End. Time itself unravels as Ian's true plan is revealed, to reset existence and remake the gods anew.